Welcome to the Mindset Chick podcast. If you are looking to stop settling and want to gain the clarity and confidence to manifest the life and biz of your dreams, then this show is for you. I'm your host, Kristi Deer, sharing with you simple yet powerful and effective mindset tips that will allow you to attract more abundance, prosperity, and success into your life. So get ready, get excited, and let's go manifest some amazing things together. Welcome back to the Mindset Chick podcast. I am so happy to have you here. And today we have a very special guest, somebody who's my good friend. She's also my mentor. We work this beauty business together. And she has just been such a light and such a wonderful person that I've had the pleasure of connecting with and now calling my good friend, Kyla Williamson. Kyla is an Oklahoma native that values family, giving back, and helping others reach their fullest potential. She treasures all she has learned along her imperfect journey. Kyla felt this urge in her heart about 10 years ago. She felt something life-changing had to be waiting for her. She was then introduced to an opportunity in network marketing. It was the answer her heart was longing for. From foreclosure to freedom, the network marketing industry has given Kyla a life of financial and time freedom. After 20 years in the hair industry, she was able to retire into a life she has always dreamed of, doing life on her own terms while helping others do the same. So Kyla, it is so awesome to have you joining me today.
Hey, Kristi, I'm so honored to be here. Thank you so much for having me on.
So Kyla, how did you get started in the direct selling industry?
Oh my goodness. So I think that I shunned this direct sales industry for a while before I actually realized what it was all about. I've been a hairstylist for 20 years now, and I've been in direct sales for about 10 years, maybe a little over 10 years. And prior to that, I listened to the opinions of other people, and I really didn't form my own opinion. And I listened to other people's experiences and all of that, and I just didn't form my own. And when I finally formed my own opinion and somebody offered a product to me and I totally fell in love with it, that's kind of when my whole mindset changed. And then I went to an event. And, they say in direct sales that going to events is so very important. And when I went to an event and I saw all these dreamers, these people just started pouring into me about how big I could dream. And I think I had forgotten that I could dream for myself. When you have kids and you're married and life kind of takes over, you kind of forget about yourself and you forget about your own dreams. And going to that event that day made me realize that I can dream. I can dream for myself and my family and dream bigger than I ever have. So that's kind of when I started getting into the direct sales industry and sharing, a passion for a product that I absolutely loved.
I love that, Kyla. That's so awesome. And you know what? I've talked about that before on the podcast, just stepping out of allowing other people's opinions, other people's beliefs about what's possible for you or themselves to become your story and stepping into your own story. And that's exactly what happened with me with this industry. It was like I was listening to the opinions of others for years. I said no to this business for over 10 years. I was like, heck no, not at all. But it's because of everything I heard from other people. And when I started changing my story. Well, when I got introduced to it and I saw how the business really worked, I just fell in love with it. And I thought, this is so amazing. And so I'm so glad that I stepped out of that too and created my own story about what's possible for myself and others in this business.
Absolutely. You have to form your own opinion for sure and not listen to what other people's experiences are, because what didn't work for them, that's their story and it's not your own. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. So how has this business changed your life?
Well, this business has changed my life in so many aspects. Yes, the financial side has completely changed our world, but I think one of the biggest things for me is that it has changed me to become a better version of myself. It has changed my faith. It's just made it so much stronger. And my mindset is so much better. Before I was in the direct sales industry, I guess I could say my mind was in the gutter. I just always looked for the negative in everything. And I just, had that woe is me life, just always honed in on the negative things in my life. And so when I got in the direct sales industry, this business changed me as a person. It helped me become a better leader, a better wife, a better mom. And you know what they say about it's a personal development plan attached to a comp plan, right? And so
yes,
they always say that. And it's so true. It's so true. And you just want to be a light to so many people. And that's what kind of our motto is in my company, is be a light. And you just want to be a positive force in the world and be a positive light to other people, because there are so many people out there that are, depressed and in a bad situation. And you just want to be able to offer them something to help them be a light in other people's lives. And so I really think the biggest part of the business has made me be a better version of myself.
I love that. Yeah. And I can totally see that. And for myself as well. And for so many people on our team. And we've been able to learn and grow together and, support each other to overcome things, to become a better version of themselves. And I can't even agree more, because this business was nothing like I thought before. It's just been an incredible blessing. And so many friendships have come out of this. And like you and me, we never would have, met without this business. So it's been a blessing for sure.
Absolutely.
So what is something that you've had to overcome in your life to have the success that you have today in your business?
Well, I think there's a couple of things that I had to overcome when I first started in the direct sales industry. And one of them was the fear of what others think about me. It's none of my business what other people think about me. And, if I'm on the path that God has me on, then that is my story. That is my path. And I can't help what other people think that I'm doing, because if I truly feel in my heart that this is the path that I'm supposed to go on, then that's where I'm supposed to go. And so I feel like one of the biggest parts is getting over that fear of what others think. And also one of the things is being more vulnerable with my story and opening up a little more and being transparent about what I've had to overcome, right? And I think our story is so important. For so many, I think that, they put on a little front on social media, and, everybody wants people to think that, oh, my life is so great and this, that, and the other. But, when you start in the direct sales industry, you have to paint a story for people about where you want to go and have them jump on that journey with you. Right. And so I think one of the things is being more vulnerable with me and my story, opening up a little bit more and being so much more transparent than hiding behind a wall and not letting people in my world, to let them know the things that I'm going through and the things that I have had to overcome, because, I am an overcomer of a lot of things that happen to me, and I don't let any of my situations define me. And I think that our story is out there to help other people get through things that they're going through as well. So being vulnerable, being transparent, and also overcoming the fear of what others think of me.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Keeping it real. And I think that it just connects with more people. Especially on social media. Because nothing's perfect.
Right.
Nobody's life is perfect. And so showing people like your life, the good, the bad, the ugly, just being real, keeping it real. Like, hey, I'm a mom, I'm a business owner. Like, this is my day. This is my life. Not everything's perfect, but every day, I'm working on how I respond to things. I'm working on becoming a better version of myself. I'm working on, helping other people, and just showing up like that. It connects and inspires, and it allows us to help more people. So
right. And I think within reason, obviously. I'm not posting drama all over my Facebook or anything like that. But within reason, showing people the journey you're on, and, kind of that where you're going. And this has happened to me, and this is where I'm going. And I would love for you to join me in this, in this journey, and support me in this journey. Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that comes up with something else. Cause like when you were saying like drama, yeah, you know what? And maybe sometimes people feel like, oh, well, I need to, share all of my drama to be vulnerable. But here's the thing, like, yeah, social media, like we've talked about this in the Mindset Chick podcast. I mean, your story becomes your reality. So if it's like you're telling your spouse, you're telling your friend, you're telling your other friend, you're telling maybe somebody you work with, and now you're putting it all over social media, you're keeping the story alive.
Yeah.
You're keeping that alive and you're growing that seed. And so, yeah, I'm glad you pointed that out because, just sharing that something that I've learned to do is like, if there's something going on, maybe have somebody you can confide in and talk to, reach out to that person, but do some ho'oponopono, like bless and release, get it out, journal it. And, you don't have to share all that on social media because unless you want to keep that story alive, and then that affects other people's energy as well, for sure.
That's right.
So what would you say the number one tip for somebody who they're maybe wanting to go for a goal or a dream, but they just feel too nervous to take that leap? What would you say to them?
Well, I remember when I joined my current company, I was scared too. I was so scared. But I just had this tugging in my heart that I had to do it. And, I think back, if I hadn't done it, all the things that I would have missed out on. So I really feel like if whatever you're asking for is on the other side of fear, right? Mm-hmm. And you have to go through it. If it is in your gut, if it is making you if you're having no sleep at night and you're still thinking about it, you should totally go for it because God has something waiting for you on the other side of that fear. And that's exactly how I feel when I got into my current company. I had no idea what was waiting for me on the other side of hitting submit. And so yeah, sometimes on the other side of fear, it's exactly what you're asking for. So go for it and don't ever look back and work really, really hard to go after any goal and dream that you've been wanting. Because I feel like if there's been something placed in your heart that you've always wanted, it is absolutely crucial that you go after it because it's there for a reason.
Yeah, such a great point. So, and you were actually in foreclosure when this opportunity came up for you, right?
Absolutely. My husband and I were financially drowning. We got the letter in the mail that our home was about to go into foreclosure. And that was a very defining moment in my life that I had to do something different because what I was doing and on this hamster wheel going absolutely nowhere was not working for me. I was working 3 jobs. My husband was working full time and we have 3 kids. And it was literally like, the more we took on, it was like the further down the hole we went. And so when I got that letter, it was a defining moment and I just knew something had to change. And then right after that, I got a phone call from a friend and it was like, okay, maybe this is it. Maybe this is the answer that I've been looking for. I have no idea, but I'm just going to go for it. We'll see what happens kind of thing. So yes, we were in a very desperate moment in our life and we just had to make things work and we did.
Yeah, I love it. And your life is totally changed. And now you've helped so many other people to change their life because you said yes. And you overcame the fear of just fear of the unknown or fear what other people thought or would think. And that's so much like me. I was so nervous because I was a heck no to this business. And I remember just after I said yes and clicked join now, I literally just cried because I was like, what am I doing? What are people going to think? But I felt the same thing. I felt like I was asking for different things in my life. I was asking for more income. I was asking for more connections, more friendships, all this stuff. And I just felt like God put this on my heart. I felt this calling and this calling and this calling. I think sometimes we try to push that down because of what other people think or because of nerves, because of fear. But, what if this could be the opportunity that changes your life? And now I'm just like, why not just try? And I'm so glad I did. It wasn't all the story I had in my head. Like, I'm so nervous. It was like, it wasn't even that.
Right. And now you look back and you're like, man, what was I so nervous about?
Yeah. Why was I so nervous? Yeah.
This is so fun. We have so much fun. And yeah, it's so funny just to think back about how you felt in the beginning and how nervous. And then, but I think those nerves kind of help us with new people coming into our business as well. We know how they feel and we can help them overcome those fears.
Oh, yes. That's a good point for sure. So Kyla, what's your favorite quote or motto that you like to live by?
I actually have one written right here in front of me that I have a big dry erase board in my office, and I'm a big woman of faith. So that's just who I am. And one of the quotes that I love is, it's an insult to God to play small and live a life of limited belief. And I forget where I heard that, but I love that quote. And I have it in front of my face every single day that, we're put on this earth to do big things and to serve others and to share the love, right? And so every day I remind myself to not play small and to live and to not live life of limiting beliefs.
I love that. I love that so much. And that's something that I think I said recently is when you put limits on yourself, you're putting limits on what God can do for you in your life.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And so I love that quote. I haven't heard that before, but I love that. I need to write that down.
I'll send it to you.
Thank you, friend. Well, Kyla, thank you so much for joining us today. I mean, you gave so much wisdom and goodness and nuggets and just so much inspiration. It was a pleasure.
Well, Kristi, thank you so much for having me on. I'm so honored. I love your podcast. And I think every person in the world needs to hear it. It's so positive and uplifting, and just absolutely adore you. And thank you so much for having me on today.
Oh, thank you, Kyla. So how can people connect with you and get to know you more?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram at aloveforhair. You can just look up that, or Kyla Williamson. And then, of course, I'm on Facebook as Kyla Williamson as well. So, yeah, Facebook and Instagram are kind of where I reside, I guess.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Well, thank you again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you again, Kyla. And remember, friend, to dream big, follow your heart, and never give up on you, because you're worth it. Thank you for joining me today on the Mindset Chick podcast. I hope this show has you waking up every morning excited about the new manifestations you have created in your life. And if you would honor me with a 5-star review over in iTunes, I will happily enter your name in my Mindset Chick swag giveaway. Make sure you add your name to the review, and I will reach out to you if you're the winner. I really appreciate you spending your time with me. Be sure to visit me at mindsetchick.com for past episodes and more gifts that will help you to manifest your dreams into reality.